Hi, I'm Maunette with the Star-Herald, and this week on our episode of Table Talk, we're being joined by Colleen Johnson, Director of Old West Balloon Fest. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. So Old West Balloon Fest and the Hot Air Championship, they're coming up August 9th to August 14th, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
All right. So first, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became involved in Old West Balloon Fest? I know it's been a few years.
Yeah, it has been quite a while. So I'm a balloon pilot, and I was flying in Albuquerque for the big balloon festival down there. And John Greer, who lives here, approached me. He knew that I ran several events in Albuquerque, and he asked me if I would be interested in helping get pilots to come here for Old West Balloon Fest. I was living in Colorado at the time, so I drove up here and fell in love with the Panhandle and driving through Wildcat Hills. My husband and I just fell in love with it. So anyway, they asked me to just for some advice and help, and I ended up being in charge of the balloon portion of it until 2017 when they named me executive director.
Nice, nice. And you guys relocated.
We did
after.
We were in the process of retiring and downsizing, and sold our home in Colorado, and just, eye opener. You can't get anything reasonable there, price wise. So we just thought, hey, come here. Prices are great, and the community's wonderful. So
yeah, and you still get that close to Colorado type.
Yeah,
whenever you want to enjoy it.
If you want to do something, go to a game or something, you can just drive down 3 hours.
So you've been involved in ballooning for some time. So how did you get involved in ballooning?
So I taught in Albuquerque for a really long time. I taught kindergarten, and I crewed for a gal. And then I started crewing for a gentleman that had a repair station there. So we were sitting in his truck one day during Balloon Fiesta, and my grandfather was with me. And it was raining, so of course we weren't flying. We were sitting in the truck, and my grandfather asked me if I'd ever thought about becoming a balloon pilot, and I was like, sure, that would be fun. So the repair station guy said, well, I've got a deal for you. I have a balloon in the shop for sale. So my grandfather actually bought me my first balloon.
Oh, wow, that's very nice.
And that's the balloon I still fly here, the blue one with the the colorful rainbow kind of balloon. So
yeah, I think that was one of my favorite balloons, actually.
So yeah, that's I named it after my grannies, Mary and Alice. So it's Mary Alice in Wonderland.
Yep, it sure is one. It's one of the ones I like the most.
Oh, cool.
So the balloon championship was postponed, of course, in 2020.
Right.
But it first came in 2019 and signed up for 3 years.
Yeah. So we have it through 2022.
And so, is it possible after that we would have it longer, or how does that work?
I don't think they'll have it here back to back. They usually don't do that. The whole purpose of the Balloon Federation of America is they want to have nationals in different areas of the country. And what they do is they build up that community's local festivals so that when they leave, they have 30, 40, 50 balloons that will come back.
Right.
So we can bid on some other championships, like we can junior nationals or women's nationals. But I might take a little break.
No one could blame you. No one could blame you. But it's a great event, one for the ballooning community in the area, and then for the community and its tourism as well during the 3 years that we have it. It's an awesome event.
It really is. And I think that once Nationals isn't here after next year, we're still going to have a huge balloon festival, and it will still be great for tourism.
Yeah.
It was before.
Right.
So, I mean, we had it up to 35 balloons before.
Wow.
So, it's still a lot, and people, it still brings a lot of tourism dollars to the area.
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of work goes into it. As you noted, you're looking forward to a break after 2022.
I mean, it's still a lot of work, no matter if it's 30 balloons or 80 balloons, it's still a lot of work, but it's just, I think the pressure of making sure, I'm a perfectionist, making sure everything's done and perfect for all the pilots and that they have a good time, and that's part of it too, and nobody sees the behind the scenes.
Right.
Stuff that goes on with putting out, I work on it all year.
Yeah. So for the public, what will the hot air balloon championship look like this year? Are there gonna be opportunities to watch launches or landings, or how is that?
There will be opportunities to watch scoring. So
Scoring, right.
every morning we'll announce on KNEV 94.1 where the target will be that they can go watch. We obviously don't want a bunch of people, you know, going to a farmer's field and
Or
you know, tromping around. So,
No.
so we will announce a place. We try to do a public viewing area, soccer fields, WNCC. We'll do some gearing flights this year, so maybe the grasslands at Five Rocks. So there will be some places people can go and watch a target, which is neat to watch them come in and score. They all take off from different places and land different places, so there's not really any way to do that during the week. But on Friday and Saturday, they can come out to Mitchell Airfield and watch the pilots score and also watch the Old West pilots take off.
Right, right. And you noted that for you start doing this all year round. You start preparing. So is that last month that you're doing, is that like, I don't know, intense? And how many people do you get to help you volunteer?
We have a board, and so we meet monthly throughout the year. We start planning, you know, we do a recap after, so we start planning for the next year, what went right, what went wrong.
Right.
And then we have about 100 volunteers right now that have signed up. We could always use more. We had 200 volunteers in 2018.
Wow.
But I think what happened is that those nationals pilots scooped up some people and they didn't, you know, sign up online. So we want them to do that so they can get a t-shirt, and we have a nice volunteer barbecue for them. So, so I think the nationals pilots kept in contact with their crew that they made friends with in 2018. So I think that's why our numbers are a little less than.
Well, and I've noticed on Facebook some of the people that have volunteered are also volunteering for those balloon pilots at other locations. So they've built up that relationship already. So
yeah, I know
that's interesting.
One in particular is the gal that cruised for Big Top, and I saw her. I run 2 events in Colorado. I saw her at an event in Colorado, so it was
I think we're probably thinking that they're the same person. So I saw that too. And then of course I know that John often I'll see his name on different things. So So what is kind of the pilots for the hot air balloon championship looking like? How many does it look like we're going to be having come to this area? And then also Old West Balloon Fest, because I know some people are interested in just seeing some of those fun balloons as well.
Right. So we have 48 nationals pilots. We cut it off at 50. And with all the printing that we do of balloon cards and all that stuff, we don't try to fill that in, because the pilots that would come wouldn't get you know, balloon cards and stuff like that. So we do have 48 competitors, and then with Old West Balloon Fest pilots, we have 23 this year. Nice. There's another big event in Colorado the same weekend that was moved to our weekend. So we're losing some of our Colorado pilots, but that's okay. Yeah. We have Buzzy coming back, and then we have a new shape, Te Amo, which is a big heart.
Oh, really?
And
that's nice.
It's got arms and it's doing that. That's coming from South Dakota, so I think that'll be a big hit for the kids.
Yeah, we always debate every year if Buzzy is a frog or what exactly is Buzzy.
Well, you have to go ask the pilot.
So, you know, we'll have to do that because obviously there's great events like the night glows where you get to go up close and with those pilots and talk to them while they're doing the candle sticking and stuff like that. Right. So that's a lot of fun as well.
Well, we do have an opportunity for people to talk to the Nationals pilots on August 7th. There's an opening ceremonies in Gearing.
Oh, great.
So it's called Burgers, Balloons, and Brews. And they're going to block off the street. And so the Nationals pilots will actually have their baskets on the plaza, and you can go talk to them.
Oh, nice.
And there's sidewalk chalk contest and all kinds of fun stuff for kids. And
oh, that sounds great.
I think Union is blocking off that street behind, between Union and the
end street.
Yeah, so they're blocking that off, and you can have a beer and a burger and talk to balloon pilots.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
And get cards. Too. You can get balloon cards there.
I still have mine sitting on my desk from last year.
Oh, cool.
So one of the things that you guys will be offering this year is there's event passes that are offered, and can you tell me a little bit about that and how people get those event passes?
Well, you can purchase them online until August 5th. I think that's the cutoff date, so that we can get them mailed to you. I might cut it off a little bit sooner actually, but you can get them at any Pinnacle Bank or Platte Valley Bank locations.
Okay.
Also at the Scottsbluff-Gearing Chamber of Commerce, they have them too.
And what's the cost for those?
$20. And on the back, we partnered with local restaurants. So they're offering discounts. Like Red's, for example, is a $5.99 quarter pounder burger deal. I think you get a drink and fries too with that. So
yeah, who doesn't like a good deal?
Yeah. So there's Flyover has a $1 off pint. So it really is a value added, and we wanted to do that for people purchasing an event pass. But I think what people need to realize is that the event pass pays for the event.
Yeah.
We're a nonprofit. Nobody's making a ton of money off this event. So, you know, we have to provide prize money for nationals, for the pilots. We also have to provide everybody with a hotel. So my budget is huge.
Wow.
And the event pass really helps pay for the event. And I had a gal that she was like, well, why should I do that? I just watch them from my backyard. And I said, if you enjoy them from your backyard, buy an event pass that helps support them being in the air and being here.
Especially if you want it to come back for future years. So it's so much fun though to be right there at the balloon field and enjoying all of the atmosphere and everything like that. It's a totally different
it's a
experience, I guess. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can sit at home and watch it, but I don't know. It's a lot of fun. Even just getting up early in the morning makes it a little bit fun because it's not something many of us do often.
You normally do.
not that I normally do anyway.
And they actually, we have a lot of great food vendors that will be out there and merchandise vendors at Mitchell Airfield and both the nightclubs. So it's worth it to come out.
It is. All of those have been really fun events. I love to take the grandkids. So,
awesome.
All right. So again, you mentioned that people can volunteer. Do they sign up via your website as well? Okay,
they just sign up theoldwestballoonfest.com.
Awesome, awesome. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Just come out, have fun. We have plenty of porta potties.
That's always important.
Issue the first year. And I've heard people like, I don't want to go because you don't have enough porta potties. Okay, we solved that. We solved the getting into the
traffic issue. Yeah. I've been since, and it's been very easy to get there and very easy to enjoy. Right. So none of the initial logistics are an issue any longer.
No.
So
like I said, it gets better, bigger and better every year.
Yeah.
And we just hope that people come out and have a good time and enjoy 80 balloons in the sky and enjoy the national pilots competing.
Yeah.
They'll actually start practice flights on August 7th. So we'll have a lot of balloons.
So we'll see people in the air around even before it gets started. Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us. We really appreciate it, and thanks for helping head up such a great community event. We really appreciate it. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us on Table Talk. To read more about Old West Balloon Fest and the Hot Air National Championships, you can visit us at starherald.com or read our print edition. Thank you.